Hello everyone, the angry critic here again. Video game critic, angry video game critic level. And I'm going to be reviewing the movie Graving Cows. The first one. It's one of my favorite found footage movies. I think it's an extremely underrated movie. It's just that it does so much stuff right. Just how realistic it feels. And yes, the film, the show that the TV show Graving Cows, that's the movie accommodates, made the part of the main plot. It honestly whips off Ghost Adventures. And I don't watch Ghost Adventures that much. I watch it once in a while, but even the main killer, Lance Preston, even looks like Zach. I forgot his last name. Even looks like him. And when I first saw this for the first time, I thought it was some kind of documentary or some spin-off movie of Ghost Adventures. Even sounds like him. It's actually scary how close he looks like Zach from Ghost Adventures, who's also the host. Because he's Lance Preston, who's played by Sean Rogerson, is also the host in the movie, the show that they have. What I really like about this film is that it does not follow stupid. It doesn't have the characters make so many stupid decisions. When they during the time, oh, this is gonna be a lot of spoilers, by the way. No figure. So if you haven't watched this film yet, don't watch this review because I'm gonna spoil everything. So yeah, but what I really like about this film is how the characters don't act so stupid. They seem to do things what you think actual people would do. Like when the caretaker Kenny is supposed to let him out when it's like 6 in the morning, when he's supposed to let him out, they like the first thing they do is bust the doors open because the caretaker should have been there like hours ago, and like they're like, okay, let's just bust the doors open, the front doors, and they do. They surprisingly do get the front door open, and when they realize instead of leaving outside as we're supposed to, instead leads them to another hallway, and that's what really got me into the film. Just that was because it wasn't just because they couldn't get the doors or the windows or the rooftop open, or they just get lost because they're idiots. No, they don't act stupid. They actually know where they're going, and when they do get the doors, the extra doors, or that's supposed to leave them outside, it instead leaves them in our hallway. It's like the hospital is alive or something. And the hospital won't let them leave. It instead decides to let a bunch of the hospital itself, the ghosts, decide to change all the rooms. Literally, just instead of the exit the back door or the front door, wherever they go, they're supposed to leave them outside. Instead, leads to another mysterious hallway, which doesn't usually happen like that. That's not possible. And the acting is pretty good in this film. It's not constantly overacting, over and talking like robots all the time. I like how the reactions were, just how natural it felt when they got the front gate open and just led them to another hallway in that. They're like, what the hell is going on? This is where we bought our stuff. This is the lobby that leads to outside. Why are we in another hallway? Like they mostly confused and don't know what to make of it. And spooked, but they just don't know what's going on yet. And and it's not just that, but this film is like a psychological film. The teams Insanity, Lance, Sasha, TC, Houston now. They're just slowly, as they desperately throughout the film get out of the hospital, they just the insanity just slowly just deteriorates. Just they just start to go crazy. They don't know what's going on. Especially Sean Anderson, plays Lance Preston. That guy is at the end of the climax where he's the only one left. He's living. He just completely goes nuts. Just has this big nervous breakdown. Like he's talking to the camera, still doing the whole host thing he does with the TV show. He just blames the audience because he needs somebody to blame and just saying, if you watching this, fuck you guys, fuck you. And just him laughing manically as he eats a rat when he's in the tunnels. It's just, I thought he did a fantastic job, Sean Rogerson. Just literally just for bad for him, just being trapped in there with nothing. Just eating rats all by himself, can't find a way out of the hospital. Just kind of accepts is kind of in a way embraces it. The fact he's never gonna get out of the hospital, and just I'd probably do the same too. But if I were him, I'd probably just let myself starve to death because I would be dead after I give up hope again out of the hospital because I don't have to deal with it anymore. Is that and is that the whole thing? As soon as they go to the as soon as they start out the lockdown, it literally feels like you're in the hospital with them. Just feel trapped. There's claustrophobia. You always feel trapped. Especially the fact all the exits are blocked out or lead to another hallways. They try to go up to the rooftop at one point in the film, and instead of leading them to like a fire escape or a ladder down the building, as the cameraman TC suggested, instead leads them to a big solid concrete wall. That sucks right there. Just how they and and how you watch it, especially on high volume, even if, especially with headphones on, if you watch it on an iPad or a laptop, you can the eerie sounds in the background just slowly the tension in the background just slowly grow, and I really like that. Just it just gets worse and worse as the time goes on for the film because it's like 90 minutes and it just slowly just starts to the strange eerie noises, the strange baying sounds. It just slowly goes worse and worse. I really like that. I think that I really believe the Fisher brothers who made this film did a great job with that. They really paid attention to detail. And I really liked how this can be annoying sometimes, but I think it kind of makes sense how when shit hits the fan when they get attacked by ghosts, or when stuff is moving around, or just hear really strange noise, really hear demonic noises when it gets really bad. The camera's just glitching out, and that seems more natural because the cameras are clearly aren't made for supernatural shit like that, detecting stuff like that. You know what I mean, right? And and that, and they just go and they seem to act like an actual paranormal team will act for a TV show. They're clearly not exactly super into the paranormal. They clearly don't believe in ghosts. They're just doing it to get famous and make money. And yeah, that's like when they pay off some guy just to claim he saw something. When some caretaker, one of the caretakers who just takes care of the yard and usually walks outside the building when it's just like his first week walking here, when he has like nothing, when they intervene all the people who claim to have paranormal experiences throughout the years. This guy have like nothing to say because he just started walking here, and they just pay him off to claim he saw something. And he's like, "Yeah, I saw a ghost in here outside. It was scary." Just, I'm like, wow, we all take it seriously. And the guy, Houston Gray, this guy, uh, yeah, this guy, you can't see clearly the picture, but sorry for the sunlight, but it's, I have no blind in case you haven't noticed in my room, but he makes, at first, when he appears as a guest star for this episode. Oh, by the way, if you watch Ghost Adventures and you saw the 6th episode of season 1 where Jack and it's two friends, two guys go to the mental hospital. The episode, the title is called Psychiatric Hospital. Hospital. That's exactly what the title of the episode I believe, in Grave Encounters, and that's why the hospital is it's in real life. The hospital they film is called Riverview Hospital, where it's in Canada. Here in the show, the movie, I mean, they refer it as the psychiatric hospital. And it's just they're honestly whipping off Ghost Adventures. Like, yeah, I guess this movie can be criticized for plagiarizing Ghost Adventures, but who cares? The film was great anyway, to me anyway, so I don't care. And I think it's kind of cool how they whip off Ghost Adventures. And Ghost Adventures, like whole in real life, is mostly fake too. But when the guest star Houston Gray, he makes him out to be the psychic guy because some spirits. And when he was going for the hospital, when they're getting preparing for the lockdown, he keeps saying, "I sense spirits. I I sense a demon. We need to be careful, lads." It's just that he's just clearly full of it. And when they go to this bathtub, this bathroom place, where patients take baths, and there's one area where some patient go kill herself by slitting her wrist, I think. He says, "I sense sadness and blood and despair and devastation," acting all super serious and super intention. How I say it? contagion or something. I don't know. Acting all for themselves pretty much, saying, and as soon as they say cut, they start laughing, especially the psychic guy. And it revealed he wasn't never psychic. He was just an actor, a phony, pretty much. It just shows the previous phonies and say, oh, that makes them the characters unlikable because they're phonies, they're douchebags, they do it for the money. Well, honestly, that's how. I'm not sure all ghost hunting TV shows are like that, but some of them, like Ghost Adventures, is like that, and that's what I like about it. They actually portray what actual ghost hunting team is like for a TV show. Actually acts like, and just yeah, they seem unlikable at first, but as the movie goes on, they're not that douchey. Like Lance, he may be kind of douchebag, doing it for the money, doing it to get famous, not taking it seriously. And I guess he lied about him being living in a haunted house as a kid and not opening the intro, because yeah, he was likely full of it because there's a video later he didn't really believe in ghosts, but as we do see, he's clearly loyal to his team. He's doesn't throw his team under the bus all the time. Every time when his team members, like with the tech guy Matt, who goes missing in the big chunk of the film, he doesn't when he sends him out for the building and clock all the cameras that Matt set up over the building for the lockdown. When it takes him like an hour or two to come back, and Lance is like, "Where the hell is he?" And he decides to have to look for him, and, and throughout the film, throughout the times when they couldn't find him, he doesn't exactly brew him off or let's leave him to dead. He's like, let's look for him. He's always insistent on looking for him. And every time they lose a member of their team, like Houston or Matt, he's always in the verge of tears. Clearly cares about his team, and that's what I like about him. Unlike then, unlike, unlike the main character Alex from the second film, who is just honestly doesn't give a shit about his friends, which I'll get to that film another time, but yeah, they seem pretty douchey at first, the characters in Grave Encounters, but I don't think they're that unlikable. Like, they're quite loyal to each other and care about each other, and, you can at least like them for that. And after losing Sasha when he's all by himself, that's when he just starts breaking down crying, just starts insane, goes insane right there, and just when that scene just breaks down crying when he does the EVP asks the ghost, "What do you want from me?" He just completely falls apart, and I thought so much. It's kind of like the scene with the Blue Witch Project, where Heather, the main killer, breaks down crying, apologizing to all the family members, all the friends, after she gives up hope of getting out of the woods when they're doing a documentary of the Blue Witch. It's kind of like that scene where Lance loses all his friends and is all by himself in the tunnels, completely giving up hope of getting out of the hospital. Just him just curling up a ball, just I find that Mason did a great job breaking down. Just he clearly looked broken after that. Just talking to the camera and just saying, "Are you enjoying this? If you guys watching this, fuck you, cause fuck you." Just start going absolutely insane. He just, especially the just goes insane and just Just a great job on his part. It's a shame. I don't know if he ever win an Emmy. I don't think he did because this film isn't really that popular. So I highly doubt any of the actors won any Emmys. But I think Sean Washington, the main character, does a great job. You know, going from this guy kind of a douchey host phony to this complete nut job Jack Nicholson like from The Shining. Does a great job. Just as he slowly, along with the rest of the cast, slowly loses their insanity. And especially in the second film. And also said there'll be spoilers in the second film too, where he comes back, revealed to be alive. Well, I thought Sean Washington playing a 100% straight up nut job. He also did a great job there too. And I think Sean Washington is a very underrated actor. And I never saw any other stuff he's in, but just that we have tried with acting, and they really have pulled through the acting, because they really did. And that's why one of the main reasons why I think this film deserves more praise than it gets. And the budget was extremely cheap. It was like $120,000, and the box office made like $5 million, which for an extremely cheap film that cost thousands of dollars, that ain't too bad. So I guess that means the Vicious Brothers has time to make another film, which is Graveyards 2, which would clearly pick up the stakes, because the budget is much more higher than that. And and the effects, the CGI effects, yeah, they look like crap, but the budget was extremely cheap, and the could look gross, and it can still somehow, despite its Aussie CGI, it's somehow still able to spook me. Like, I saw this film back in 2012, and this film scared the shit out of me at the first time. I was obsessed with it, just how scary it was, just how you tell hospital was alive around them, how they couldn't get out no matter what, no matter how many exits. And the ghost just made sure that it was explaining how the second film, how the ghost just made the spirit world and the real world pretty much mix them together, which is why they couldn't leave. And you just look at another point of view. Could you imagine that happened to you? If you running a ghost hunting team or do a documentary level and you get trapped in some asylum and you couldn't get out, the rooms all around you, the hallways keep changing all around you, that would be awful. And that's just absolutely fail for them when they couldn't get out. My sister says they deserve it because they will not take it seriously, just do it for the money, but that's a bit extreme to say in my opinion. And come on, you can help but cringe how they couldn't get out of the hospital. And that's with the girl Sasha after the her and Lance were the only two ones left, and she starts to puke up violently, just completely just sick and ill with fear and hopelessness. Just again, she did a great job, and the blood she was puking out was just ugh. I just did not see that coming the first time. Just wow, like the acting, I guess it can be a bit over the top, but considering you've been trapped in a hospital where all the rooms can't change, and especially the fact at nighttime it was like past 9 a.m. when the caretaker was supposed to let him out, and it was still pitch black. That that is some scary shit. How the sun should, how they've been trapping for like 3 or 4 days at the end of the film at that point, and it was still not bright out. That I'd be questioning that insanity. That is depressing. And that I like how they just starting to slowly realize what's going on here. How they're still couldn't figure out, and just it's not. I don't think it's supposed to make sense. It's supposed to be explain what the camera picks up, what their point of view. And some people say, "Oh, that doesn't make sense," blah blah blah. But come on, that'll be boring. And this is how you do a found footage film. This is how you do a horror movie. This horror movie deserves so much more praise. This is one of my favorite horror movies out there to this day. It hasn't aged well. It does not age horribly. And honestly, those paranormal activity movies, although I kind of like the first two and three, those movies did not age that well. And they're kind of boring half the time. This movie, it's a crime that this is getting not much attention. It's just, this film is just so much, the praise. It, and this film is just, I highly recommend this film. This film is a must watch. It's something. It's a film you have to watch in theaters. It's another example what a great horror movie, what a great movie can make, but it's gonna be ignored by half the country, half the audience. If you know what I mean. The second film, on the other hand, that's a whole different story. And there were rumors of it was gonna be a Grave Accounts 3. The Vicious Brothers, the directors of the first film, said it was gonna be like a Grave Accounts 3, but there hasn't been any news lately, and somebody tells me they're not gonna make one. I don't know. And that's why I'm gonna give this film a 8 out of 10. Guess some cheesy effects and just there's another thing I should point out. If they couldn't find anywhere out of that point of the hospital, all the exits or dead ends, the rooftop, why just go just break a window or something? Like in the first floor, like I see why they couldn't do it on the second and fourth floor because it's too high up and they'll break their bones if they try to jump out. But at this point, I won't kill. I'll probably just do anything at that point to get out. But I won't go back to the first floor and try to break a window then. I know it's expressed earlier that all the windows in the first floor have bars on, but if you watch closely again, there are a few windows they came across that didn't have bars. And at that point, after the hospital was obviously trying to trap them in, and that they're stuck over 3 or 4 days at that point, and they couldn't find a way out. All the exits, all the exits were blocked at that point. I won't care if I was damaged properly. I was going to break a window while on the floor or second or first floor. So that bothered me. And that yeah, and there's a lot of times where the killers are afraid to hide in rooms all the time, and shit hit the fan when they get attacked by a ghost. They always run to a room and hide there. It kind of felt like the second half was just going through into a cycle, and just that kind of got repetitive, and I don't like having to do that. But at the end of the day, despite that, it's still a great film, and I give it 8 out of 10. And you have to watch this film, guys. So yeah, great film. Why put? I think I'm not sure I personally put it in one of my top 10 favorite horror movies of all time. I don't really have a list of all time of horror genre. I don't know, but this would definitely. I watched this so many times that I already predicted what's going to happen, and it just gets old when I try to rewatch it from time to time. But it's still a great film, and you guys really need to watch it. So yeah, 8 out of 10. This was the angry video game critic here. I guess how the nostalgic critic said, or how Aaron Guy 34 said, I watched them so you don't have to. Or I remember so you don't have to, or whatever. So, so okay guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to put the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching. Bye.